whilst you and...
Welcome to the Chain Out Podcast with your hosts, Jeremy and Darrell.
Hey everyone, Jeremy and Darrell are back at it again with Season 3, Episode 128. How is everyone doing out there?
Yeah.
How are you doing out there?
You still need to get your mirror.
I've thought about that. My son has one of those mirrors.
Yeah.
But I'm really scared to get one because what if I break the glass trying to turn it into our
Depends
magic?
if you're superstitious.
I guess too. What if I'm just a little stitious?
Exactly. You're little stitious.
Well, I don't know about you, Darrell, but I am still riding the wave of positive vibes from the weekend. How are you feeling about it?
Yeah. No, it was a great weekend. Yeah. Lots of good to meet people. Lots of smiling faces. Great weather. Great tournament.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that tournament was the She's Up First tournament that took place over the weekend. And, you know, we chatted about it on the show before, and we said you wouldn't want to miss it. And I'm happy to say that I think we were right. I think it was something that you didn't want to miss, and everybody who was there just had a fantastic time. There were, 81 players who registered for the event?
Yep, 81.
Yeah, and that made it the largest Canadian women's disc golf tournament ever
in history.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing.
It was, and they found a lot of ways to kind of celebrate it, right? Like
I wonder what the previous record was and how much they smashed it by.
80.
Yeah, I don't know.
Set by She's Up First last
I
year.
think it probably was. Yeah.
Yeah. No, and I don't know what the second runner-up was. I don't know if it was one of the nationals. It couldn't have been one of the nationals events. It had to be a women's tournament. So
would
maybe
be
it was a
WG.
crush one or something. But yeah, no, this one was amazing. The tournament directors, they brought out the local Alberta MLA, Janice Irwin, who'd come out.
She was the MLA for the area. So she was MLA for Hermitage.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, she came out and she said she'd never thrown a disc golf disc before, but they wanted her to do the equivalent of the first pitch at a baseball
Ceremonial pitch,
game. Hey?
Yeah.
And so we set her up on hole 3 at the short tees is where she was.
Mm-hmm.
She did pretty good.
Yeah.
Hey? Yeah.
I gave her my best Miguel Alvarado anecdote when she said that she had seen the baskets, but she didn't really know what they were. And I said, well, funnily enough, we interviewed somebody who thought they were horse feeders. Yeah.
What did she think of that?
She thought I was hilarious.
And then you're like, oh, well, let me tell you all about the lady who used it as a selfie stand.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, there were players there from where? We had players all over Western Canada. We had BC, Alberta, all over Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, including people we knew and hadn't, some we'd met before, whether it was virtually or on the podcast, but Elizabeth DeVries was there, and Carrie Neal and Gabby Salazar, all from Kamloops.
Yeah.
Dina Talgoy, Dina Dyes Discs.
Yep. She was out there as well.
And then Bailey Inglis from Saskatchewan, as well as some of the other Saskatchewanians, if that's right. The Saskatchepadawans. I don't know.
Something like that.
Yeah, and you and I, we did some volunteering. You had me up. You were doing a lot, and you had me up bright and early to join you.
Yeah. No, I was, yeah. And it's funny because Kristen sent me a message. She was like, are you going to be okay? You're doing a lot. I didn't think it was a lot. I just felt like it was one thing after another. But 6:45 at the trail house or thereabouts. To pick up all the tournament supplies and everything for a day off. Took that to the course. You helped me load up my truck. Got it all to the course. Unloaded it all. Got things set up the practice net. Set up the Edgar tent. Chairs. Tournament supplies. Everything was good.
Mm-hmm.
After that was all set up, then we kind of like mingled a little bit. Round 1 got started. I was caddying.
Mm-hmm.
You were spotting on a hole.
Yes, I was.
How did that go?
The spotting on the hole went well because they changed a little bit up for She's Up First with some of the holes. They added an extra one so they could get all the players in there.
Mm-hmm.
And they made hole 4, which is normally got a long OB on the right.
Yeah.
They put that one up the hill, so it was a long downhill shot. And I was spotting in the field there, and a couple of people even maybe tried to hit me in the field there. Not mentioning any names, Penny out there, but... And what do you got something to say about that?
I owe Penny a beer.
Yeah, there you go. And how was your caddying? Did you do a good job? Was your player playing well?
I mean, I don't know. We can ask Sonia. She always says that I do well at caddying. I don't know. Sometimes I always have to try and check myself and be like, okay, you're not playing. You said you weren't going to give any tips until you were asked. But no, I think Sonia enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I did it last year. I did it again this year. Yeah, just fun round. And I got to play, or I got to be on the card because the way that they do it at She's Up First, they mix the cards for the first round. So we had Sonia, we had FPO Zoe Lorenz-Bozer on my card.
Wow.
We had another person in Sonia's division by the name of Tara Gamlin.
Oh,
you know
yes.
her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her brother is Chad.
Exactly.
She's the more famous of the two. Chad's just kind of riding on her coattails,
exactly.
right?
Yeah. And then somebody else you may have heard of, Miss Dina Talgoy was on my card as well. So I had, quite the card.
That is a card for sure. Well, and then after that first round, we had an amazing lunch. There were some empanadas, and I thought I was only going to have one. You know, I've been trying to watch my weight and stuff.
Yeah.
But I couldn't. I had to go back for another one.
They were nice. I had the spicy beef.
Okay. And I did the spicy chicken.
Yeah.
Both were fantastic. And then in the second round, rather than Caddy and Spot, we joined up with Matt Lizek of Parked Pro fame, and he brought his cameras, and the three of us filmed the FPO lead card.
We did something.
Okay, yeah, we did something.
We filmed something. Something is going to be put out. How it's going to be, I don't know.
Yeah, I pressed a button, a little red REC showed up.
Right.
I pointed it in a direction.
In the general direction.
Yeah, and that's kind of how it went. But the FPO division actually had 9 competitors, which was a good-sized field. And tournament director Zoe Lorenz Bozer was there. She shot a -7 in round 1 with 10 birdies, Darrell, and 3 bogeys that got her the lead after round 1. And 10 birdies on Hermitage with some far tee pads in there.
Yeah.
Have you ever done that?
She was playing the purple layout, which I think was a mix of the red and the blues.
Right.
And no, I don't think I've ever scored 10 birdies in a round from any position.
I know you've done 18, but it took a couple days to
Took
get
a
her
couple
done.
days and quite a few hundred throws.
Yeah, there you go.
Round 2 was quite the card because we were filming it, and obviously I said Zoe was on my round 1 card, so we got to film Zoe. Terry Heiserbaum Hong, she made it to lead card. Joe Henderson and Bailey Inglis.
Yeah.
The follow-up card, the chase card, had quite the work to do to catch up with that card, let me tell you.
They did, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, Terry, she was also playing with an injured finger, but she kept pace with Zoe and even buzzed the tower on hole 9. I think I got a good shot of that when I was doing catch cam,
Pretty
where it
close.
was really close. But she just couldn't gain ground because as much as she'd get a birdie or she'd get a par, it seemed that Zoe would just keep right there.
Yeah.
And then at the end, Zoe birdied 3 holes in a row out of the last 4 and slammed the door shut and said, "This thing is mine."
Yeah.
So not only did she help organize the tournament, she's like, "I'm going to win this darn thing."
Exactly. There's nothing I'm not going to do at this tournament.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then Kay Swirls there, Kristen Swirls. She was also part of the organizing committee, and she was the voice of the event, as she always is, because you can hear her clear across.
Oh, yeah.
No matter where you're sitting in the area.
So
you'll
much
hear her.
enthusiasm.
Yeah, and she did such a good job. There was so much support for this event, tons of prizes, a lot of touching moments, some tears of joy happening. Carrie Neal's been around for quite a long time.
Yeah.
So for her to be here for the biggest event in Canada it felt like a pretty big moment for her.
Yeah. She's talked about turning up to league nights where guys refused to play with her because they didn't want her on the card, to go from that to a full field of just ladies wanting to get out and play disc golf, run by ladies. Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, and then it was and supported by everybody, and that was what we had said to everyone: is get involved. And next year, get involved if you can. They want and love all the help. We were very much appreciated. It seemed that everyone was quite happy to have us there as volunteers.
Oh yeah.
So if you can play next year. If you can't play, sign up to volunteer, or maybe even reach out to the organizing committee. See if they need some help planning, because I think they want to make it bigger and bigger.
Oh, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be awesome to see if it was Rundle and Hermitage, if it got that big.
Ooh, you never
That'd be
know.
pretty cool. Pretty cool. Well, a quick reminder that if you're looking for something to do this Friday night in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, previous guest and who is a disc golfer, MPO disc golfer, also Olympic figure skater Trent Michaud will be in town as part of Stars on Ice at Rogers Place. I'm going to be there. So if you decide to go, send me a message on our Instagram and maybe we can connect during the intermission or something like that. Have a beverage.
Maybe. Well, you know how much we like to keep you informed on the podcast about our Canadian A-tier tournaments. Last week, we talked about the spring runoff. This week, we have tournament director Sean O'Reilly and consultant Darrell Bankes. They'll be joining us to chat all about the Foxwood Open taking place just over a week from now. Stay tuned. They'll be on in about 15 minutes.
That's right. 15 minutes from now. And this is a great time for us to shout out PDGA Canada, because tonight's episode is brought to you through support from them. And we're so happy to have them helping us out this year. So thank you, PDGA Canada.
Absolutely. Okay, tournament review time, Jeremy. This
ready.
past weekend, there were another 16 disc golf tournaments or events taking place. 16. All across Canada. Ontario, Quebec, British Columbia, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, New Brunswick. That's 7 out of the 11 provinces and territories that we normally see. Yeah. Do you think we'll ever get a week this year where we'll have at least one in every province or territory?
Well, we're already seeing Western Canada fully represented
They're
here.
starting to come up, yeah.
Do you think we could get the Maritimes that have to be on a Newfoundland week? Do you think there'd be a Newfoundland, PEI, New Brunswick, and Nova Scotia?
Let's hope.
Yeah, I'm fingers crossed.
Well, this week there were singles, there were doubles, there were women's tournaments, finals events, season openers, clinics, and even a Rolo Derby 2-disc challenge, and a Doomsday Demolition 3-disc challenge.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think we covered all the types of events.
Exactly. There were 6 C tiers and 2 B tiers. This week, though, we're going to highlight the Christie Lake Spring Fling. That takes place just outside Hamilton, Ontario, at the Christie Lake Conservation Area. This event has been a staple in the area for a number of years. And similar to the spring runoff here, it always kicks off the start of tournament season for many Ontario players.
Yeah, well, that Christie Lake course, it always ranks high out of the Ontario ones. And I've been lucky enough. I've been through Hamilton, and I made a effort to go out and play it.
Yeah.
Definitely one of my top courses that I've played.
Yeah,
Out of
nice.
my 56 or whatever I got.
Well, this tournament takes place over 2 days, and it's only 1 round each day.
Oh, that's nice.
But-
Nice and easy.
But
But
each round is 27 holes.
what?
Yeah, 27 holes. We reached out to TD Chris Ozalins. He let us know that this event has been going on since 2011.
Okay, so this would be what,
quite a staple.
15 years or so?
Yep.
Is that
26
my math
minus
doing okay?
15, yeah. So after round 1, Cam Zanini and Matt Brown were tied with minus 16. Cam did it with no bogeys, no bogeys, 14 birdies, and an eagle.
Holy crow.
Yeah. Matthew had 17 birdies and 1 bogey. Now, for some reason, we don't quite know the reasons, but Matthew DNF'd and did not play round 2. But third place, Brian McDonald and Jake Voskamp said, "Okay, Cam, we're coming to compete for first place with you." It was a birdie battle. Jake Voskamp amazingly scored 10 birdies in a row.
10?
And we know 3 in a row is a turkey.
Sure, yeah.
6, I think we had...
Albatross or something?
no, we had.
or
Didn't we have something for
ostrich?
Nico? He had 6 in a row.
And,
What do you go 9 in a row? What do you go 10 in a row?
amazing.
Amazing is what you call it. Cam played another steady round, but with a bogey on hole 27, he ended up tying with Brian.
Ooh.
They went to a playoff, and Cam came out victorious after 2 holes. So now he is now back-to-back champions.
Yeah. So, okay, so you're telling me he won last year.
He won last year.
All right, yeah,
Yeah,
good stuff.
That means he's back-to-back. Speaking of playoffs, MA1 also went to a playoff as well. Graham Drummond of Guelph taking down the win. One of our Alberta exports, Howie Meeker.
We know Howie.
Yeah, he's normally down at Falcons Flight. He took the win down in MP60. Over on the FPO side, Colleen McInnes took down the win with a 1-stroke. She took the lead on round 1 by 1 stroke with a -4 with 11 birdies. Chantel Bedinsky was only 1 shot back. Round 2 lead card was a Ontario who's who, Jeremy.
Okay.
You had Colleen McInnes,
Yes.
Chantel Bedinsky,
All right.
Alicia Hums,
Whew.
Kat Johnson.
Wow.
There you go.
That's a card.
Chantel and Colleen were neck and neck. Alicia inserted herself into the conversation, and she started to close the gap up by 3 strokes on first place. After hole 17, though, Chantel scored all birdies and pars, which kept her gaining strokes and giving her the win with a -8 overall.
Wow. Sounds pretty good, and
Yeah.
might be good for Seabud going into the next event that we're going to be talking about.
Have you approved that nickname?
No, I don't know.
No.
Biz Frisbees.
If you have an event or a tournament you want us to review, send us a message on socials, or you can email us at chainoutpodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's swap over to pro news. And last week, the Innova Presents 2026 Waco DGPT event took place, but I got kind of confused, Darrell.
Yeah.
Because it's on the Disc Golf Pro Tour schedule. It's not an Elite Series event, but instead it's a Jomez Pro Series and it's an A tier. So they're doing different things. Anyways, it wasn't part of the picks that we do. And we didn't have any Canadians at the event. But congrats to Emerson Keith for taking down the win and $3,000 with his -29 overall, which was 2 strokes better than Isaac Robinson, Paul Kranz, Evan Scott, and Nicholas Antela, who all finished tied to second. On the FPO side, Owen Scoggins ran away with the win, scoring -13, which was 8 strokes better than the second place players, which were Alexis Mondahano, Lisa Fakis, and Cynthia Klesberga. This week, the Pro Tour starts up again with an actual Pro Tour Elite Series event, the 2026 Barbasol Open at Austin, which has a lot of other names about a hotel or something going on in there, but I cut that part off at the end. Rebecca Dawn and Sophia Donica have headed back down to the U.S. to play in this one. Favorite them on your PDGA Live. Watch them all weekend. Cheer them on through their Instagram and their Facebook. I know they love seeing the positive support, especially when they do a good round. And positive support when you don't have the best round is always nice too.
Absolutely.
We got two amazing sponsors of the Chain Out podcast, and we always like to shout them out. We got BR Disc Golf. Brendan over there is doing lots of amazing things, including helping us get some jerseys out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think if you go over to the website, you can check out jerseys, and you'll see the new Edga jersey for this year. Yep. You'll see the new BR Disc Golf jersey for this year. And I know your jersey's up, and I think mine is coming up close behind it. It's in that still pixelating itself into reality.
There it is.
So there you go. Yeah. So you can check that out and see if one would make it into your closet. And if you do, always use Chain Out at checkout because that helps us and supports us. And then on the Disc Republic side, Jason has posted his April top sellers. It's not all MVP and INVA this year, Darrell.
Oh.
Although MVP did take the top. The Fission Trail, which is everybody who throws MVPs, one of their favorites. I can't speak for everybody, but I'm going to speak for everybody who throws MVP.
Sure.
It's one of their favorites. The Boca was in there, but Discmania Q-Line DD1s and FDs showed up. Discraft made an appearance with Paul Macbeth's Aries. And then Jason made some of those, they're called Zing Pico mini disc can topper thingers.
Yeah,
we've gotten
I've
some
seen
of
them.
those, right?
Yeah.
So he put Disc Republic on them, sells them for like $3.99.
Yeah.
I think they're going to end up in my cart the next time.
Yeah.
So
Do you normally drink on the course?
No. I drink water.
Yeah.
That's
If you
it.
take a can of water, they fit over the top of a can.
Oh, do they?
That's the point.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Can of water too. It's not just beer. I
No,
don't have
exactly.
to
You can
use
have
a
a can
beer.
of water. No.
Oh,
It could be
okay.
a can of
gotcha.
It could be Diet Cola.
Well, there you go. All that aspartame. I can't have that.
Yeah.
Anyways, use the code CHAINOUT at checkout. Help us support our sponsors, and they'll help support us. Now with our giveaways, just a real quick thing on that. Jack Bing, if you are out there, you are a YouTube listener, you've put your guess in on the Smith Lake Farms giveaway, you were the winner, but you only have one more week to get in touch with us. We don't have a way to get in touch with you. So if you know Jack Bing, reach out to him. If not, we're going to the next winner. So by next week, we'll have a winner either way. And we know we'll get a hold of the second winner when I looked at who was next.
Yes.
We know who they are. And then this one here is our next giveaway, this beautiful Queen City Discs FPO signed disc. But we just have been busy, and it looks so good right there that we haven't really wanted to give it away yet. But we will get a post up, you'll get in, and we will definitely give that one away. I'm so excited to see who wins that. And then the question...
Isn't there a little part of you that wants to keep it?
Maybe a little,
Did you get?
but I would throw it and everybody would give me a hard time.
You did get me my disc, and you got it signed for me.
Yes.
You got that one signed to give away. Did you get a disc and get it signed for yourself?
Well, I got another trail, a pink trail, and I had Silva Saarinen sign it. So
There you go.
yeah,
That's good enough.
And I've thrown it already, just so you know.
Oh, okay. After the episode, be sure to head over to our Patreon and get the free link to join us for Around the Basket. We're going to need a MPO pick for our Open at Austin Heiser Flip fantasy pick. We also want to know about your best disc golf tips or something that you've heard that has most improved your game.
Yeah, I'm looking to get ready for my next tournament.
Jeremy needs all the help he can get.
Yeah.
Jeremy put together his version of the Face for Place quiz. If you know, you know. That's
right.
what we're saying.
That's it. You got to see it. When Darrell did it, it was amazing. When I did it, it'll be even sillier, is what it'll be.
Interesting.
But
okay.
yeah, anyways, let's get to the guests. Are they here?
They're here. They're all watered up.
How are they looking? Did you check if they got anything in their teeth before they come on?
No, they look good.
Okay,
Yeah,
good. Perfect.
They've gone through the checks.
Well, let's do this. Last year, we had one of the best national events take place that we've ever been out in Ontario. And part of the success of that event was the amazing crew that organized it. Two of those members are back at it again this year and will be hosting one of Canada's first two A-tiers just over a week away, the Foxwood Open. So join us in welcoming Sean O'Reilly and Darrell Bankes to the podcast.
Mm-hmm. Who put that thing in the way? Good evening, gentlemen. How are you doing?
Evening. Good.
Darrell, I think you might be muted. That's okay.
That's all right. We can
It's,
see you both. You both look really good.
Yeah, it's really good to have you guys here. Yeah, we can hear you now. It's hard to believe. You know what? It's been 7 months since we last saw you when we were enjoying ourselves out there at Haute Goat for the Nationals. How have you guys been?
Busy.
Start with you, Sean.
Life is always busy. Got a bit of a break after nationals, but then submission for the A tier started, and planning over the winter, and now it's pretty much here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Darrell, you're always busy.
I mean, I took a break after nationals. I was beat, and so I kind of just hibernated for a couple months and took it easy. But it's been busy this season though. We're picking things up again. Sean's working a ton on this tournament, which is a big one for us.
Yeah.
And I've got lots of course projects on the go, and Oat Goat is doing what we do at Oat Goat. We just keep working.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, we had Jacob Visser on the podcast a couple of weeks ago, and you were down at Nationals there. You got to give him or present him with his Div 2 winner's trophy. How did you, I mean, you got to enjoy that time down there, right?
Going to the college disc golf championships is one of the favorite times of the year. I get to leave Canada when we're all hoping it's going to get better, but it just doesn't. And I get to drive south, and I leave winter, and I get to see all the seasons pass until I get to Rock Hill. And I spent 14 days down there. It was,
Mm.
between prepping the courses and then hosting and then hanging out. It's one of the best trips I get to do each year. And any kid that's in college or university, if they could just strike up a team at their college and figure out a way to convince someone to let them go down there and join that mess, it's an absolute riot. These kids have a great time. It's the thing that inspires me each year to come back and start working hard.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, and probably great too is the fact that we're starting to see with Chris Hartman's group and then the Ontario group at Redeemer, we start to see more and more Canadians coming down, and that'll be, we hope that just continues to grow.
I
Well,
keep hoping it too. So,
yeah, fingers crossed. Well, last
I
week
mean,
go ahead.
if any colleges or university students want to try and figure out a way to get involved, please just reach out directly to me, and I'll try and help them how I can. We're keen to get Canadian schools engaged and keep cranking up the scale of this tournament. I mean, it's 700 kids came
Yeah,
down. Like, that's just fun.
Yeah.
that's huge. That's yeah, like we had, what was it, 400 and something at nationals, and to have an almost double that. That's a
Yeah.
lot of people. Well, last week we had Rebecca Johnson and Noah Higgins on the show, and they were chatting about Spring Runoff, which is the other Canadian A tier in Canada that happens on the May long weekend. That's out here in the Alberta area down in Lethbridge. We had a great conversation. They got us excited for the event, and we thought, why not do that again this week, but with the Foxwood Open, and let's start pumping ourselves up for that, because that's another event we look forward to. So, Sean, can you start us out
Yeah.
and just give us a little bit of the history of the Foxwood Open? Like, how long has it been going on at this
Yeah.
point?
Yeah, this is my 6th year, so it's actually 7 years old. I played the first year, which was a B tier. The following 6 years, they've been all A tiers. My first year essentially was kind of a pandemic year, and we had Eric Oakley and Thomas Gilbert when they were playing on when they took some time out from DGPT to come up.
Okay.
And yeah, I officially took over I think 3 years ago as TD from Darrell. But him and I essentially work kind of hand in hand still. This
Mhm.
year more than probably most years. I have been running with most of it, but I do have quite a reliable team. Adam Hussey, he goes after all our added dollars for the tournament, and we've had different people assist over the years. And this year we've brought in Jess Goulet, who plays FPO, but she's expecting, so she is has some more time this year to help out, and she's been great.
Right.
Yeah, no, that's great. And it's, it's amazing, us being just after pandemic golfers
Mhm.
and just seeing that some of these tournaments that had started before, the longevity in them, and that they're just coming back year after year and getting better and better. It's
Yeah.
good to see.
Yeah. And Darrell, kind of Sean just touched on it there. On according to Disc Golf Scene, you are listed as consultant, but working hand in hand with Sean there. How is the planning and preparation going?
I mean, we've got a well-oiled machine. I mean, the Grand River Disc Golf Club's been working with us for years on this course, and they helped initiate the Foxwood course being there in the first place. So they've been a great group. We've built on that over the years. Their club has grown significantly. They've helped me build a ton of courses in their neighborhood. So I'm more than happy to keep coming back every year and helping them out how I can. Um, I mean, it's just been it's an easy site for us to host a big tournament. I mean, it's a venue. They've got 27 holes of regular ball golf there. It's got a giant clubhouse. It's got parking. It has everything. So we show up. They're happy to have us there because we bring a big crowd of people in on the May long weekend, which surprising for them isn't necessarily their busiest weekend of the season.
Okay.
So they're happy to have us occupy a nine out of their 27 holes for the entire weekend. And with 230 people being there all weekend, I think that's about our numbers right about now. It's it's full. I mean, there's people partying, hanging out. We do things in the evenings. It's been running smooth. We got tons of volunteers that come out and help us, and playing on a ball golf course in the spring, it doesn't get much better than that.
Yeah. I'm starting to notice a trend of tournaments that Darrell puts on, because he puts on a great tournament, the end of a RIP, Nationals at Hope Goat. It's a venue. They have music there. They have, all the extra things that you can do. Foxwood Open, it's a venue. They're so happy to have you all there. Such, I'm starting to notice a trend with courses that you set up events at, Darrell. Are there any big tasks still left to be done, or is everything pretty much, you mentioned about it's a well-oiled machine and everything's running smoothly? Is there anything left to do?
We have the big prep day. So, Foxwood Open exists as a permanent course anytime Foxwood's open. You can go and play the white layout or the red layout, which is the alternate. We have two 18-hole courses, by the way, at Foxwood.
Wow.
Which is a spectacular thought just in general.
Oh,
and they're separate, like one's on one 9 and one's on the other. But Foxwood Open happens on the white 9 at Foxwood. But each year we show up and we crank it up because we need to create a course that extends up into the pro tier and then also satisfies the needs of the the MA3s and the FA3s, like whatever divisions we have. And those are vastly different groups. So each, A tiers require that a course is open for practice one day before, absolutely, in its perfect format. And because this is a business, Foxwood's a big company. It's part of Gulf North, which has been a terrific supporter of what we do there. They run ball golf every day of the week there. So we show up on Thursday morning. They kind of give us the leeway to set the entire course up. So we're going to have a bag of volunteers there helping us, setting up alternate tees, alternate pin locations, alternate, just options for playing. And this year's been even more of a challenge, thanks to the ODSA and what they do. We've upgraded this tournament to be one of the major ODSA qualifiers of the season.
Right.
And as such, there's an expectation on us to include a greater diversity of players. Normally, Foxwood Open is kept to, we kind of keep it to MA2, MA1, or AM1, AM2, and pro divisions above that. This year, we're opening up to AM3 because we're just trying to get everybody involved. And that's part of the goal of what the ODSA is going for, which is getting more people out playing and more people engaging in competitive efforts. So we've had to create extra layouts this year, which has been more work. So, next Thursday, I'm driving a trailer down, crack of dawn, leaving Peterborough, heading to Waterloo. I'm actually going tomorrow to Waterloo. I'm taking the first trailer load tomorrow of stuff. I got all the player packs, all the junk, bunch of tees that we're going to build, all kinds of crap. Got to get down there in order to make a tournament of this scale happen.
Right.
It's,
Yeah.
we got to entertain 240 people for 3 days.
That's it, for sure.
Yeah, it's entertainment. That's what we're doing.
There you go.
Well, and Sean, why don't Darrell kind of let us in pretty nicely there. Let's talk about what's changed with the course this year. So from what we were seeing there and what Darrell's saying, there's 4 different layouts that you have for the course. That's it.
Yeah. So we have 4 layouts. And oddly enough, I was not involved in the slightest because the week we went out to do this, my boy brought home a virus and it wiped me out up until about last Friday. I finally got my voice back. So had you asked me to do this last week, I probably would have had to decline because I still had a really raspy voice. But Darrell, what voice I had, I talked with him before because we were all planning to meet up for a casual round, and just asked him to run with it, and he did. And I'm loving what they all came up with. It was, I think there was probably 4 or 5 people that collaborated on it, and it's going to improve our pace of play. It creates interesting holes for some of the lower divisions, scoring separation, the way we've done the assignments for the layout assignments for a lot of the divisions, like AM1, for example, like they'll play blue on Saturday and sandwiched in between the gold. So there could be some, there's a little bit more scoring to be had. So the moving day will be like a real good moving day, and the same for a lot of the divisions. Our top divisions, the MPO, FPO, and then the age protected 40, they'll play gold and blue respectively, because those are also for essentially the USDGC and throw pink spots. So but I'm expecting it to be quite a lot of fun this year with how we've done the layouts and done the layout the assignments for the divisions.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that was one thing we definitely noticed, like you said, is that the pros will mainly play the same layout, but to see that the other divisions get a chance to swap, that kind of gives them, as you said, ability. I didn't even think about that. The ability to really have a moving day. If you're playing the slightly easier division, you're really going to move. So that's cool. But you both mentioned that there's going to be 200 plus players at this event, and what people got to understand, all on that one course for that whole day. So when I was looking, you've got tee times starting at 7:30 a.m. and rolling right through to 3:41 p.m. Like, how do you guys keep everyone on track to get all of those rounds through in a day?
Well, as Darrell has said, we're a well-oiled machine. We have years of experience doing this now. Right, Darrell?
Yeah, Foxwood's smooth. Like, we've learned where you need to have OBs versus hazards. Okay, because things play at different speeds. We've learned which groups to put off at which times of the day. And, there's a whole bunch of, past history from this tournament that we've been able to build on and keep working at. But, the one thing we've done this year really well, I hope, and I hope it's appreciated, and I think everyone's going to have a good time at it, is we've scaled the course to match the skill levels that are playing it.
Right.
And, one of the biggest complaints, I'll just bring this up quick. I've had some of the senior pro divisions bug us about, we should play the biggest layout, the hardest layout, the same things as the MPOs. And I'm like, you guys just aren't going to have that much fun if you do that all weekend.
Right.
Right. And I encountered it last year at the Canadian Championship. And, so it's something we're working on, is realizing, it's not about just going out and throwing your farthest, hardest and getting beat up on a course. This is supposed to be fun for these people. They're devoting their long weekend in May to hang out with us and have a good time. I don't want someone going home being upset because they, had a
Yeah.
miserable time on the course. So we've worked really hard at trying to tweak it to match that. And that's where all the volunteers are going to come in and like build extra tees. I think we're building, God, the guys are getting mad at me because I think we're up to like 8 or 9 temporary tees just for a disc golf tournament for the weekend.
Wow.
And,
That
we're scrounging for materials and bringing them in and stuff. Plus, don't forget that's also 6 or 7 new baskets we're locating,
Right.
mhm.
which also have to go into site. And think about it, everything takes an hour. So, like the hours that are being added to build
Yeah.
this course, get it ready for everybody. We're more than happy to do this. It's for Innova Disc Golf. It's one of our premier events that we help host every year in Canada. Um, it started with me kind of hosting it exclusively, and then Sean O'Reilly came in, and the club came in, and a few years ago I took it away from Darrell Innova Tinlid hosting it to I said, guys, this is Grand River Disc Golf hosting it now.
Right.
I'm just a consultant, kind of like I'm listed on the list. So it's a lot of fun. We're happy to do this. We're happy it's still a USDGC qualifier and a throw pink qualifier. There's going to be a few lucky people that get to go down to Rock Hill next fall
Mhm.
and play.
Yeah.
And that's a show. That's
Yeah.
worth doing.
Yeah.
Well,
And hopefully they make that trip down there. Yeah.
yeah, because you had said like when we were just talking for the people if they didn't know when we said you were down at College Nationals, that's where you were, and Jacob just had so much nice things to say about the course. He said, I think even when we did our desert island discs with him, and we asked him what course would he take to the island, he said Winthrop. Because he just loves it that much. That's the course he wants to be. So the 2 people or 3 people who get a chance to go down there, yeah, they got to take advantage of that opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just a little plug, anyone playing the USDGC doubles qualifiers that are happening across Canada now, that event happens the week before USDGC.
Right.
And if you're lucky enough to qualify for that, and this year we've expanded the qualification categories to include MA2, FA2, MA1. Oh God. Anyways, there's extra divisions this year.
Mm-hmm.
People need to go. Like, it's a stupid fun show down there
Yeah.
to go play all those courses, to hang out and go see what a big tournament's like. So
Yeah.
anyway, sorry.
Yeah. No,
Shameless plug. My job.
Yeah, we've talked about it for a few weeks as well. I ran our USDGC qualifier not last weekend, but the weekend before, and we had several winners, obviously. But I know for a fact our MA2 winners are already looking at flights to go down there, so they're definitely going down. They previously went down for a tournament in Texas. So
Austin,
they've been down south of the border before. They really enjoyed it, so they're looking forward to getting down there for the USDGC doubles.
Mm-hmm.
If I can bring it back to the course, you mentioned there about all the changes and all these new tee pads and basket locations you're putting on. Do you have a favorite one that stands out? Is there one hole that you're really looking forward to, thinking, okay, this one could be the one that's going to test them, or maybe not? Maybe it's just a nice fun hole.
Sean, you go first.
Oh, there's kind of several for me. I like what we so 9 and 10 are unique. We standardly we have two tee pads in the traditional locations, but we don't we don't use the 9 tee pad for the 9 hole. We actually use it on the 10, and we've moved the temporary tee pads into a forested area to kind of throw out of, and it's kind of an homage to hole 17 for USDGC in a way. But this year we'll have a short and long pad there because the pros really were asking for that after playing it last year. But on 410, for the blue layout, we're going to be playing to the permanent target on 10. There's also a temporary target. So I like the way that flows. And then for 10 for the white and red layouts, they're playing to the temporary basket, and it's an improvement because there's kind of a bit of a crossover in the way the holes are there. So it played well last year, but I think it's going to play that much better this year. And then on our par 5 12th, we have a short basket for the red layout, and then 13 we have a short basket for the red and white layout. So there- there's some really smart changes. I can't wait to see it. Like I'm jealous. I haven't even thrown a disc this year, so I get out to Foxwood for my first time tomorrow. But yeah, I'm excited about those holes in particular.
My favorite. There's one hole at Foxwood that kind of bugs a lot of people because we
Okay.
keep changing it and doing things to it. And it's hole 14, and it's a par 5. And each year we keep moving where the fairway is. So like we're talking moving the fairway by 100 feet, 200 feet. And so this year, I like the change we've made there because we now have 3 baskets on that hole.
Wow.
Okay.
So we have a short, medium, and long because we got MA3, MA2, MA1, and pro divisions to accommodate.
Yeah.
Still a par 5. They all throw from the same tee, but this year everybody has to land on the fairway, if I remember correctly, instead of in the rough. Last year I made them all throw down the rough. Everyone was mad at me for that. And this year they get to throw down the fairway. But it's going to be a challenge. And I mean, that's part of the charm we get to have at Foxwood. They're thrilled to have us there. So it's, it's a special time. So it's fun to, just make it enjoyable for everyone. 17 is going to be good too, Sean. And 18's got a new tee. Shit.
I had to save something for you.
Well, I wanted to talk to you about 18 because from the coverage that we've seen in the past, that's the iconic island hole. Are you changing that, or is it still remaining as an island?
Yeah, I don't see that one changing. The only thing the change on that is that we have a separate tee for the red layout.
Okay.
And again that will play. It'll be interesting to see how it plays. It looks like another a positive change for us.
Yeah. Well, go ahead, Darrell.
The 18 at Foxwood's like one of the classic holes in disc golf.
Right.
That's just it's played to some heroic moves. I think Martin Hendel made a shot there a couple of years ago that kind of just meant what it's supposed to be, which is thrown from far to a risky hole. And it's also something people don't get to do very often. It's that special. And again, Gulf North lets us change how the whole property runs for the weekend. They make all their guests move in different directions that weekend. They get kind of pissy with us, but they still do it.
The golfers do, they don't.
We're talking about that iconic shot, and if people are not sure what we're talking about, they can go back, look on YouTube. There's coverage out there. You'll see the great finishing hole. Speaking of coverage, is there going to be any coverage happening this year? We know in years past, Park Pro has been out there. They're not going to be around this year, but are you getting someone out there to cover it, or are you just going to be filming it all on your phone and uploading content like you always do, Darrell?
I don't think we have coverage this year, guys.
Okay.
It's just it's financially not a manageable activity. And I like paying people for what they do.
Right.
So I don't, and covering a tournament is not just a little passive activity.
Oh yeah.
It's days of work, days of prep beforehand, and days of work afterhand. Right. So it's just, if you want to see what's going on at Foxwood,
you got to go.
You got to come to Foxwood.
Well, or you got to go.
Spectators are welcome all weekend long.
Yeah, I think you got to go, or just pay attention to your socials when you put stuff out, because I can remember at Nationals, I think we were sitting trying to defeat you in Crokinole, and you're beating us with one hand while you're posting social media content with the other. So
That's tiring, guys. I'm not sure I'm up to it. And also, Instagram changed the rules. You can't go live unless you have a certain number of followers.
Yeah.
Well, we'll help you get there if you need it. Well,
That's what we need.
Yeah.
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 Well, Sean, let's take it over to Explore Waterloo, because they're a major sponsor of the event, and the Kitchener-Waterloo area. I'm familiar with Ontario. I've been kind of past there, but not really spent much time in the area. What kind of activities are available for people to do once the disc golf rounds are over and they're kind of leaving the course? What's going on in that area?
Yeah, so I took some time with the site before we connected, and Explore Waterloo has a really great site to go to. The website link is on our DGS page, but a couple of the highlights that I kind of picked out. There is a picnic with alpacas, so Hope Goat doesn't have the market cornered on those on that type of thing. You could also paddle the Grand River, but I'm not sure after playing around a disc golf or playing a tournament that's going to be high on people's list. There's Laurel Creek Conservation. Binghamton's is a great spot to visit. It has bowling, it's a water park, there's mini golf. There's tons to do, but you go to the site, like it helps you, book plan essentially everything out. Book some time in a hotel or an Airbnb probably. I didn't get too down the rabbit hole on the site, but they have everything covered for you to have a great weekend in our region.
No, that sounds great, and we're a fan of breweries. We're a fan of good restaurants. Are there anything like that in the area that you like to go to?
Restaurants, yeah. I mean, restaurants for me. There is a company called the Charcoal Group, and they have a whole whack of restaurants essentially. I'm like 5 minutes from three of them that are actually located in one building. It's called the Charcoal Steakhouse. It's called Martinis, and forgetting the other one because they changed it recently. So, but it's a great site. It's my favorite. It's probably my favorite place to go to eat. The one like a high quality meal is actually where I'm celebrating my 50th after the tournament. So, yeah. It's and then if you like, it's Fairview Park Mall, which is not too far away. It has a lot of options. I think it's the Canadian Brew House is a restaurant that's in there, and it's a pretty amazing facility.
Cool. Nice. Now, did we see you peeking something out there, Darrell? What were you showing us down there?
What we got there?
Look at
Well,
that.
that's our stamp this year for the Foxwood Open.
Yeah.
Innova once again did a pretty stellar job of sending us a bunch of Halo. I think almost every disc we've got is going to be a Halo plastic of some sort. It's either going to be Halo Champion, Halo Star. And the stamps look really good.
Yes,
that's going to be in everyone's amateur player pack, and there will be a few extra to sell. Sophia Danecki, Eagle L, she's the one that's brought that back to Innova as a full-time disc, and it's one of my favorites. And if you don't have one, go throw one. But we're also all the amateurs are also getting big umbrellas this year.
Wow!
Oh, look at those.
That's awesome.
Getting the full Innova umbrella.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have a bunch of those going out, and I don't know what else, but it's a qualifier for
poncho.
I mean, it's a throw pink qualifier and a USDGC qualifier, but it's also the amateur qualifier event.
NADGT.
NADGT. Thank you for the initials.
We're getting good at those, Darrell.
Yeah, those are good. It's that. It's also the qualifier for the ODSA events, or the finals at the end of the season. So we're making this something for everyone this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that looks.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say too, is like, we're going to have some people listening. We know that.
Yeah.
So just to go back for them, looking at that disc,
Yeah.
you're going to see a nice halo in of a disc
Yeah.
with a
There's pink and
rainbow
blue.
stamp on it. It's got a heron on it. It's, this thing is just staring us right in the face. It's got the moon. It's got some Waterloo. Is that a water tower in the background? Is that what we're seeing?
It's the
No,
clock
that's a
tower.
famous
Victoria.
clock tower.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, no, they look really good.
Yeah.
So
I just wanted to jump into the comments here for a quick second because one of our listeners, Sam, kind of pointed out something. We were talking about coverage and how, it can get expensive or, if the budget's not quite there. Kind of almost a throwback to an earlier comment about talking about colleges. He mentioned that there's got to be a college somewhere that does degrees in television that would partner up to film the event. Something for you to think about, Darrell. That's all I'm going to say.
Not this one,
Probably
but
more
just
on
an
my-
idea.
Not for
If
this
someone
event.
wants to phone me tomorrow and set it up for next Thursday,
In the future.
we'll have them.
In the future, yeah. Disc golf and last year's Canadian National Tournament was incredible. Thank you for the organization and the time you dedicated to it. And have a
Represent. Oh, sorry. I got it. I got the French stuff.
Okay, you got the accents, yeah. So moving back to the event and looking on the pro side, Thomas Gilbert, Chantal Bedinsky have both seemed like they've owned this tournament in past years. Each of them both winning for 3 years straight. They look like they're going to be out for, I'm going to say they're out for a 4-banger. That's what we're calling it. How do you guys feel about their chances? Have you seen any of their play this year? And obviously Thomas has been taking some time off, but you can't never bet against Thomas, right?
I'm certainly not until proven otherwise. My money would be on the four-peat. They've been wonderful champions. So we have Martin Hendel returning this year. So I mean, you can never count him out. We have a few players visiting from the States. Wyatt Mahoney, I think he's 16, and
Right.
he
Wyatt.
got the second USDG. Yeah, Wyatt. Yeah, he got the second USDGC spot last year. So he actually booked 3 practice rounds. So that tells you the
taking
type
it
of energy
seriously.
that he has to play this game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's a lot. I mean, locally we have Brian McDonald, who lost in a playoff over the weekend at Christie Lake. So I mean, that's a pretty big thing. He's playing well to start the season. So we also have Joe Vanderveen. He's another local kid, and he's been down to the USDGC over the years and has actually created an app that he's promoting during our event called Score Sensei Disc Golf. So, yeah, it's we have a great pool of people coming, so we're excited for them.
Mm-hmm. And then Cam Zanini, obviously, yeah, because he won at Christie Lake Spring Fling last week. So yeah.
Yeah.
And we know
And I believe
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm not sure if he's won. I can't remember now, but he's been at every one of these. So like he's a regular. So and he always does well, and he's gone down to he's qualified at the event too to go to the USDGC over the years.
Yeah.
I think he didn't go though.
Possibly.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I have a hunch that there was one year where a couple people were supposed to go and they weren't able to go in the end.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Just
Mhm.
logistics and stuff like
Yeah,
it's a big
life.
trip to go down and spend a week of your life down at the USDGC.
Oh, for sure.
So,
Yeah.
I think that might have happened, but I think he might have won in previous years. I've lost track myself.
Yeah.
So.
And then over on the FPO side, we know Chantal is obviously open bag now. She's been, Potter under Paletto. Those are obviously big time players as well, top contenders. So it's going to be an exciting event. Lots of good disc golfers on the pro side as well to look out for.
Yeah, we have Elaine King visiting us again, so that's it was a pleasant surprise to see her and her husband Eric sign up for the event, and she's going to do a clinic while she's here, and
Nice.
yeah, it's just wonderful to have arguably one of the greatest disc golfers this country's produced come visit again.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something to be said about what has happened with Elaine here too, is because we got a good chance to chat with her on the podcast last summer, before nationals, and then she came up to nationals. I think she was up again before that, getting a chance to play Haute Goat and some of the other courses in the area. So you know what, it sounds like her love of Canada's always been there.
Yeah.
But she's visiting a little more often, and that's amazing. So if anybody, I think from last year's experience, from everything we heard, is that if you haven't been to an Elaine King clinic, you've got to go, because was it Karen Martell or one of the FPOs said they hadn't been throwing forehands, they couldn't really get their forehand figured out, and after doing the clinic with Elaine, they actually threw some forehands in the nationals tournament because the education, training was so good.
Yeah. Well, we know we have
Aaron,
a lot
I
of
should sign up for that.
me and you both, yeah. Well, we know we have a lot of viewers in the chat right now watching on YouTube, but some people like to listen on Spotify and Apple after the fact. Maybe they're even listening while they're driving to the event. So now that you have their ears available, is there like a go-to frequently asked question list that you can get out there to them so that it makes your job a little bit easier when they arrive at the event?
Oh,
That's a question I was not expecting.
Okay, moving
Here's
on.
the short answer.
no. Foxwood Open just works.
Well, that's
There
good.
you go.
Like,
People show up.
Come to
they're
the
gonna-
property. It's crystal clear what you got to do. Our signage is impeccable. It's all laid out on UDisc if you want to go play the layouts. If there's any changes, we'll make them on the fly. It's a tight run tournament, and because Foxwood hosts events every week, they're hosting bigger tournaments than what we're bringing them.
There you go.
You know, they know what they're doing there. We know how to work with them. It's a fun spot. They're gonna have a great time.
There you
But
go.
they should all sign up for Crokinole.
Yes.
Yeah, Tracy.
Yes.
Yeah, like we're running
Yeah,
another one of those Crokinole tournaments with Jeremy Tracy. So of Tracy boards. If you guys played, you guys know what it's about. It's an evening of stupid fun and a reason to hang around for a long time with a bunch of people and meet tons of people. Because
Yeah.
you switch groups, keep playing with different people. You get to hang out with your buddy for the night, but you also get to meet everyone else. And
It's a great night.
We should all be playing Crokinole more often.
It's a great night of playing
The second
stupid
best
fun
disc
that
sport
gets a
on the
little
planet.
bit more intense the more you play.
Yes, with the Crokinole.
Yeah.
Well, with the frequently asked questions, I'll give you something that Tracy had put into my mind. Do not write your score
Yeah.
on the board unless you want to take a board home with you that night. And those
Exactly.
boards don't cost $10. They
Yeah, they're
cost
not
a bit of
cheap.
money.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So, well, going back to the event, obviously looking at events in the past, years gone by, have you got one eye on the weather? How is the weather looking for the
Always.
weekend?
Always
Nope.
have an eye on the weather. Yesterday it was pretty much perfect, and today not so much. But that's what I kind of expected when I had met with my volunteer coordinator yesterday, and we were just kind of mapping things out, and I was like, I'd take that in a heartbeat. But there is rain in the forecast, but it will change. And I guess this year the best thing is that we will have everyone prepared with an umbrella and a poncho as
There you
part
go.
of their players pack, and I'm hoping that kind of is a jinx to make the weather better. But yeah, it's weather is always something we have to keep an eye on. I have the Lightning app going. 2 years ago, I was handing out. I was handing to Thomas his trophy under the light near the 18th hole basket because it was pretty much dark, but we barely got it in. Last year wasn't too bad. Our rain delay came the first day, and it came late morning, and so we were able to get the first round in, and then the weather was good. It was just a very windy and cool weekend.
Either way, it's all part of the experience anyway. So
That's it. Yeah, you got to be able to play in all types of weather. And when Darrell showed us that umbrella earlier,
Yeah.
that wasn't a little umbrella.
no,
That umbrella is covering you. It's covering your
Bag.
bag, probably your caddy if you brought one with you. It's a good sized umbrella, so you'll be doing okay with that in the poncho. And looking too, guys, it looked like I know there's two 200 something players registered. I'm seeing that it's not completely full according to Disc Golf Scene, but is there still ability for a handful of people to sign up or get their name on a waiting list, or is it shut down at this point? Where are we at?
I would keep registration open until early, I think next week possibly. The numbers for the most part are set. There are a couple open spaces. Anything that comes in is just an evaluation as to our tee sheet. Right now, we've actually gone from 24 pros down to 20, so we've freed. We're now, instead of 6 cards and finishing at finishing our tee times at 3:45, we've knocked that down to 3:30. So,
Okay.
so we have, well, I have mostly kind of room to play with. I think there's an open space in MA2, and I mean, like there's 9 current MP40s, and if all of a sudden 3 showed interest, then there's 3 cards regardless, so they would there would be room for them. So it's just, I mean, it's always just whatever comes in, I will evaluate. I think earlier this week, I was trying to get MA3 down to I think 32, and then I had a few come in onto the wait list, and I just added them because we were at 33. So, just fill it out.
Yeah. Well, and if people aren't going to get into play, you've already said to us a number of times there, Darrell and Sean, that Foxwood is a facility that's there to host events. So I'm sure people can come and they can spectate. People could come and probably volunteer and help out in one way or another as well.
Volunteer.
Yeah. So so if people haven't signed up yet, you'd still take them as volunteers as well, to whether it's running water to a hole or something like that, or
I'm assuming we can always use a few more spotters. I mean, that's one of the one of the key roles that's played at Foxwood. But we'll have a good group of people helping out, so we should be okay either way. But we love some extra volunteers anytime.
Yeah. I don't think there's ever a tournament where people are like, no, we don't need any more volunteers. No, I think you'll take all the help you can get, because it'll make it run even more smoother.
Yeah, you're right with that, Darrell, because even this past weekend, I was spotting as a volunteer at She's Up First. And there's something about, I think, as the player, walking down a hill and then seeing a flag beside your disc and knowing exactly where to go. It just keeps that pace of play going. And you get some great interactions as well, too. You can cheer on a player as tell them it's the best shot that you've seen all day. They like to hear that kind of stuff. So,
and who was it? It was Craig Sheether that said, play in 3, volunteer 1.
Yeah, play 5, volunteer 1. But you're like play 1, volunteer 1 kind of at this point, aren't you?
Anyway, so moving on. It sounds like Foxwood is going to be another amazing event. We know that both of you do so much for disc golf in Ontario. The comments in the chat here have just been echoing that as well. Do you guys have anything else in the works for this year that you want to talk about?
Personally, I run I will be doing a junior event for the little hyzers that the ODSA has put on.
Yeah.
So I'm helping out with that with Dave Coe. I'm officially listed as a TD, but Dave Coe last year and probably this year he's really dove head first into it, and so it's a lot of fun. My daughter and son played it. My daughter won her division last year, so it was pretty great. So that's the one for sure thing on my list. And then Darrell might probably rope me into something.
I'm still thinking about something that might be ropeable, but I mean, I got a bunch of work on the go. I've got 4 different Ace Place projects to put in the ground this spring still. One in Uxbridge, Wyerton, Waterloo's getting another project. There's another one in the Kawartha Lakes area near me. So I got 4, little 9-hole projects to get done this season still. The Ace Place projects are popular and people love them, and they're kind of what we need right now. We need a ton more people playing disc golf. I got a bunch of events coming, USDGC qualifier. We got the spring thing coming, another ODSA. qualifier event. Heck, I'm hosting a glitch event. Yes, I work for Innova, but we're hosting a fun MVP glitch event with Canuck Hux, one of your podcast type people. He's helping host that. Glitch events, super fun to just go out and get people out playing and unsanctioned. League is starting. Oak Goat's getting renovated again this year. We're moving a bag of tees and baskets and adding a whole other layout. We're going to have 4 permanent layouts on the Big 18 plus the Ace Place layout.
Wow.
It's getting a bit dumb, but it's volume of work. This is all I do. I work disc golf full time.
Yeah.
So whether it's Oak Goat, Innova, tournaments with Sean and others in different communities, helping people get courses in, it's busy. So especially this time of year. So, but I'm super excited to play this year.
Nice.
Oh,
That's why I'm a consultant. You can't be a TD and play in an A tier, so I'm a consultant, and so I'm really happy I get to play this year. I didn't get to play last year, wasn't physically up to it, and it's the highlight of my tournament season this year so far. So.
I scanned the MPO division. I didn't see your name.
MP50, buddy. I'm old and decrepit. But I'm playing a couple others. I'm also playing an event up at Abbey Gardens, which is one of the courses I've built. But Victoria Fenninger is going to be running that. She helps run stuff up there, and she was a catalyst for helping that course get built when it first started. In case you guys don't know this, her family was heavily involved in how Abbey Gardens happened. So if you guys are looking for a tournament to do in June, it's June 5, 6. Abbey Gardens is waiting to be played. It's one of the, I'll be honest, it might be the nicest piece of land I've ever put a disc golf course on.
Wow. That's saying a lot because you've done a lot of work out there. And that's,
I've put in a lot of courses. No one's given me a nicer landscape than Abbey Gardens.
Okay. Add it to the list, Jeremy.
It's okay. Is the top tier course.
It's putting down there.
Yeah. I feel like
go play Abbey Gardens.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to go back. I feel like you're missing out on something, Darrell. If you say that you're running the glitch qualifier, the glitch tournament, but yet we well known that you like a Makani. How are we not running a Makani tournament?
I can only initiate so many different things in a year. So there is something I'm working on, which is I'm really hoping to do an Ace Place match play championship.
Okay.
Where I'm hoping to host events at Ace Places across the region and other 9-hole little tiny short courses. But turn it into this full tier match play championship where there's cash on the line. It's in the works. It's seeming like a big can of worms, but might be a fall project.
There you go.
Well, we're kind of at the end here. We want to keep you guys just for a few more minutes. I'm thinking, Darrell, you said Makani.
Yeah.
We talked earlier about hole 18 and why it's so iconic.
Right.
We've done this with Darrell once before, but we never did it with Sean. Do you think we should do it?
You think we should do it now?
I think we should do it.
I think Sean knew it.
Discs. Picture this. You've taken a relaxing cruise, however the ship goes down. You manage to swim to an island, and fortunately for you, there's an 18-hole disc golf course. Which 3 discs are you taking with you on the island?
As Jeremy mentioned there, we did it previously with Darrell. And now, I don't know if your discs have changed, Darrell, whether you can remember what you've picked, but just keep that in mind if you have a different disc. Maybe you want to take an Eagle L now, not putting words in your mouth. But Sean, this is our part of the podcast where we ask which 3 discs would you have with you if you were on this fictitious cruise that happened to sink in the middle of the ocean and you swim to this desert island and there just happened to be a disc golf course on there. Which 3 discs would you like to have with you?
Yeah, I gave this some thought. So Mako 3, probably
okay.
Start with that.
I always like to clarify. Are we talking any particular type of plastic?
Well, probably a Foxwood Open stamped
Okay,
one.
so
So
Halo.
yeah, Halo. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think while we're talking about this too, I hope if he's going to pick a Mako 3, that's the only shark around that island.
Oh.
Oh, that was good.
Okay, so a Mako 3, Halo Star Mako 3.
Yeah, I think I'll go with a Mamba, a Canadian Championship stamp Mamba,
Okay.
and I think putter wise, I only putt with a Prodigy PA 3, so
Okay.
that's
Okay. 2
my
out of 3
third one.
ain't bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so a Mako 3, a Mamba, and a PA3.
Hmm.
And before we get, okay, Darrell, do you have any updates?
I still got to bring a Makani so I can toss it back and forth with Sean and whoever else is on the beach with me.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know what I said last time, but I probably said a rat.
Okay.
Oh.
That if I'm on a desert island, it's probably not a carved out course. So it's probably about as far as you need to throw. Those things are going so far these days that it's a bit silly. So
Yeah.
probably my new arachnid, which might as well bring the one for the spring thing stamped, which is really nice. So yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Well, you mentioned about the course not being carved out because it being on a desert island. This is the thing that we may have added since you've been on, Darrell. We'll start with you, Sean. If you could transport one course to the island, whether you've played it before or whether it's a bucket list course for you that you want to play in the future, if you could transport any course to the island, which one would it be?
Oh wow! Well, I don't think my home course Chicopee will fit on the island, but that
I mean, it's a fictitious island, so it can be as big or as small as you want.
I really have enjoyed what Daryl's done at Hoke Goat. So I'd probably have the ace place
Oh,
Okay.
on
okay.
the island.
Nice.
Good. And Darrell?
That's putting me on the spot. Oh,
We could give you a tip that we've heard from other
Yeah.
course designers. And I can't remember which course designer it was, but they said, "Can I just
it was
get
Ben.
18 baskets and a backhoe,
Yeah.
and I'll make my own course?"
well, yeah, sure, but that was not what you asked, obviously.
Right.
I mean,
If I remember
gotta
rightly,
be
I think
honest,
did you not pick Winthrop last time we asked you because maybe it wasn't. Maybe we were talking about
well, I
something
don't think I
else.
would have picked Winthrop because I played that, and that's a horrible course to play if you're not very good. So you got to be a good player to really enjoy what Winthrop's got to offer. Wow, like I built a ton, so if I'm going to choose something of my own, I fuck it just might end up being Abbey Gardens.
Hey,
Yeah,
there you
It's
go.
That's fair.
that fun. It's that fun a place to play disc golf.
All right. Well, that's a double
I thought
vote for it.
I thought we almost stumped Darrell there.
Yeah.
I thought we had him speechless.
Yeah, because the loyalty should say Oak Goat, but I'm like, Oak
I
Goat's a
already took
gorgeous
that.
course.
Yeah.
But
That
don't forget, I'm also older.
Yeah. Well, you did put a great course out in Fort McMurray too, if you wanted to get some exercise climbing up and down a hill.
That's a fun course too.
Yep.
That's really fun.
that
Oh, you're
that is
seeing.
that is kind of why I always kind of preface it as well
No.
by saying it can be a course on your bucket list. So it doesn't have to be loyalty to one that you've done. You can be a course that maybe, we've had the Alley, the Beast,
The Estonia one in the stadium.
yeah.
Yeah.
We've had a few
Yeah.
courses that people haven't played that they just feel like they want to. Maple Hill is always a big one that people kind
Yeah.
of want to put just for obvious reasons, but I like it when there's a bit of a tie to it as well.
Maple Hill has a ton to offer. I start thinking of courses that suit my vintage.
Ah.
Okay, like Oak Goat is a course that I'm now designing and building and changing things on that I will never get to play properly.
Right.
I can listen to people and ask opinions and see what they think about it and, tweak things accordingly. But I can't throw some of those holes properly anymore.
Right.
And while Abbey Gardens could keep me entertained for another decade.
Love it.
So
You're selling it well, Darrell.
You are.
yeah,
Yeah. I
sorry.
like it.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, that's excellent. That brings us just about to the end of the interview. But before we let you go, was there anything else that we may not have discussed that either one of you want to mention? And any sponsors or people you want to shout out? Maybe we'll start with Sean.
Yeah, from a sponsor standpoint, again, Explore Waterloo has been with us the entire time and been just an amazing sponsor. Obviously, Innova and Innova Canada. This year, we have EJ's in Baden, which is a restaurant not too far from the course. They've been really generous sponsors for not only our event, but they helped out with Flingsgiving that Jess Goulet ran. So big thank you to them. A big thank you to the ODSA and making us a major this year, and then working with us on the uniqueness of how our tournament operates and how like offering divisions, and so we had really good back and forth there. So great partners there. Looking forward to their ace hole on 15. And Domino's Pizzas also jumped on board to
Nice.
give all our AMs a free medium pizza. So they'll be busy locally after the round, I'm sure, when people are leaving the course. So we're thankful for that. Yeah, we have a ton of sponsors. They're all listed on our DGS page, and yeah, excited to get the event going again.
Awesome.
And thank you to Grand River Disc Golf. I'm part of the board this year, and I do help out with finance as well. So I have a great club. Lots of help from the volunteers. I have David Sutherland as my volunteer coordinator. I mentioned Adam Hussey, who chases after all our added dollars. Jess Goulet, who is helping out with assisting me, and she helped secure Domino's as a partner. So yeah, it's while I'm somewhat the face of it, and Darrell, we have it's quite a large effort amongst our club and everyone involved.
Yeah.
Awesome. And Darrell, anybody you want to shout out?
I mean,
Or
I
thank?
got to shout out Sean this year. He's taken on the absolute heavy lifting this year. I've backed off a little bit, been busy. So he's done a fabulous job keeping it all rolling ahead and pushing when he needs things answered and some help with some specific spots. And then, I mean, Grand River Disc Golf has been a very important part of my work for years. So that community down there, I mean, that's it. I mean, we've 5, 6, 7 courses in that neighborhood.
Right.
So it's been an important part of my work and what I've accomplished over the years. So I'm pretty happy about that. And that's because I've made some good friends down there and thrilled to be back coming to help and play this coming weekend. So
Awesome.
Perfect. All right. Well, we'll be following along on PDGA Live, and we're also running our fantasy picks again this year. Not only will we be making our picks, but players and listeners can also go to our website, chainoutpodcast.com, and they can make their picks. So we have many great prizes this year, load of donations that we got. So we'll be putting up a post with all those prizes soon, and everyone can be getting involved in that.
Yeah. And I think too, as I was talking earlier, this weekend on PDGA Live, make sure you favorite Sophia Donica and Rebecca Dawn. We got 2 Innova players down there, 2 Canadian players playing on the DGPT. But you're also going to have to favorite Darrell Bankes in the MP50 division at Foxwood, so you can keep an eye on him. He's got some socials out there too, so you could drop into his DMs and cheer you on over the weekend as well.
Awesome.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. Guys, we appreciate you taking the time to tell us about the event, get everyone excited. Have a great event. We know it's going to be awesome. It's exciting to have the A-tier starting in Canada. And anything else that comes out throughout the year, give us a call. We're sure to shout it out for you and help you out.
Thank you very much. It's great being
thanks,
here.
guys.
Okay, thanks. Have a good night.
Bye.
See ya. Darrell, I loved doing the Desert Island Discs again.
Yeah.
I was really going to keep going because I was like, okay, so this is what they've, with the discs that they chose, except for the PA3, we got a Makani. Do you know what Makani means in Hawaiian?
No.
Wind.
Okay.
So they got wind on the island.
Right.
They got a Mako 3. They got a shark on the island.
Yeah.
Did we have a mamba?
We had a mamba.
We got a snake on the island. We had an arachnid.
Yeah.
We got a
spider.
spider on the island. And what was our last one? A rat. We have a
And a
rat
rat.
on the...
Well, I
It
mean,
actually sounds like Hawaii is what it sounds
Yeah.
like.
I mean, it's end of a lineup, so you're pretty much guaranteed you're getting an animal.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah.
That's it. But yeah, so we mentioned it earlier, but Parked Pro covered the event back in 2023 and it's great coverage out there. So if you're a player who's heading out, we just heard about all the changes that are going to be happening. But if you've not been to the course before and you want to get a feel or a flavor for what's happening, take a look at that. Or if you want to know what this whole 18 island that we were talking about is, you can see some great final round coverage of how an event ends at Foxwood. But yeah, it's a good one. And I'm excited. Good luck to Chantel. Good luck to Tommy G on their bids for the,
Shanty B.
as you, yeah, the Shanty B and Tommy G going for the 4-banger. No, it'll be exciting to see that. And speaking of all that, maybe we got a secret word right there.
For the 4-banger.
The 4-banger, but let us know.
Yeah, but if you're listening back to this episode and you're not listening live, drop a comment on the video with 4-banger in a sentence.
Yeah.
And
And
let us know that you've listened this far into the episode.
keep it clean-ish.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you've been listening this long, be sure to head over to YouTube and subscribe to our channel. Help us out. Pump that subscriber count up for us. Make sure to like and comment and all of those things. It all helps bring more attention to Canadian disc golf, and that's what we're trying to do here. Head over to Facebook. You can do that there. You can do it on Instagram as well. We always say you can do it on TikTok and X. We may not see it, but you can do it.
We are there.
We are there. And if you've done all that and you still want to support us, you can head over to Patreon and you can join at many levels, including free. But if you do go at a paid level, you're going to get free entry into our contest. You get some bonus posts like the one we've got going on right now. If you know, you know. Exciting if you're in the Edmonton area.
Discount on merch.
Discount on merch. Yeah, that's right as well. And man, it just keeps growing and growing. And of course, you can use Chainout at checkout when you go to Disc Republic or BR. That helps us out too. We are about to move over to our other podcast, Around the Basket, where we chat more disc golf. We get interactive. We really take some feedback from you, like how am I going to get better at disc golf? That's one of the things we want to know. And you've got to see
It's a 15-week program.
Yeah, exactly. It's a 1 week for most people, but it's going to take 15 for me to get through it. But we've also got a pretty fun face replace quiz that I'm going to do. It's not as wonderful as Darrell's editing skills, but I think we're going to have some fun with that. So check it out. But do you want to show that let the people see what we got from our buddy Brendan at BR? Should we show them for this next part for the drap?
I can pull it up.
All right, so keep an eye out here. We're going to do the drap and wrap this thing up. We know that's why everybody's really hanging around still. They're like, is this thing going to end? Is that drap going to happen? Well, we got this picture that Brendan sent us. Tell us what you think. He's using Chat GPT to its maximum, or maybe not Chat GPT, some sort of AI. Or what are we supposed to do?
I don't know. Are we trying to get in the position? Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Hey,
How does that look?
there you go. Oh, look at that. Brendan's in the chat as well.
Yeah, there's the drap. All right. Well, shall we do this?
Should we leave this up or should we?
I think they want to see our faces.
Really?
Yeah.
You think people want to see what we look like? All right,
maybe.
mugs.
All right.
All right.
Do you need? Let me layer it
Yeah,
down
I still
here.
don't have a beat.
There's not a. I heard the boots and cats,
Yeah.
but there's cool to be clever, something like that, isn't it?
You've seen her, yeah.
Yeah. She does a pretty good job.
Yeah.
So we'll have to.
All
work
right,
on
let's
that.
get to it.
Okay.
Okay. Foxwood Open will be happening down in Baden.
You got to check it out if disc golf is what you're craving.
The tee time start at the break of dawn.
And the play doesn't stop until you're ready to yawn.
Sean and Darrell on the case, running this tournament right.
USDGC and Trophy qualify. This one's horrible. Make the competition tight.
Thomas and Chantel are back and hungry for win.
Will they get the 4-peats or ticket on the chin?
great beer and food, there is so much to do.
Why not pack a bag and head to Waterloo?
Hull 18 Island could bring tears or joy.
We just hope it doesn't bring a chain
out.
out. Boy.
Thanks, everybody. We will see you next week or over on Around the Basket.